For this video, I'm going to assume that you're playing a version of Death Swap where you know when the swap happens. If not, then use this setup in the video to make sure that people fall into your traps. You want to place a ladder, make sure you're still on the block, crouch, and then just break the block beneath you, and if they move almost at all, then they will fall into your trap, as so. So the first trap we're going to go through is going to be the fall trap. Where you just jump off a high platform. This trap is really bad because it gets beaten by buckets, bales, boats, mine carts, clutching, horses, ladders. It also gets beaten by beds, or people can sleep in beds but you die when you get out of it, so don't do that. Next we've got the gravel fall trap. It's very common but it's really bad. Just use a shovel, or even without shovel, and just a button, and all of the gravel is going to fall down and to be completely useless. This is a good trap if you want to deal some damage, but not useful. 1 block high lava is not that good. With just iron armor you can just swim out of it most of the time and you'll be completely fine. Or you can just place a single block, a single piece of water, use ladders to remove it, and it's not that good. 2 blocks with lava is a lot harder. People can place a block and water to get rid of it. And they can also just place ladders, but it's a lot harder to do because you have to do 2 blocks. Single water bucket's not going to work. For this trap, you have to swim out of it manually. You can't place any blocks, so it's an incredibly effective trap. Here I've shown how to build it. You just place the lava in the middle of all of these and then break the cobblestone and it creates this. It's the best trap in the game, and use that late game to kill people. If it doesn't kill them, just make it wider. Next we see drown traps. They're not very good and you should never use them, simply because they get beaten in so many ways. The first way, most obvious way, is obviously a door, or people can just mine out of it. It's not that difficult to mine out of the trap. You may think that, I don't know, I'll just cover it with obsidian so that they can't get out and remove the water, but they can just use a bucket or doors, so it's completely useless. Next is dispense traps of arrows. Firstly, the arrows are quite expensive, but it also gets countered in a lot of ways. The first way is shields, the next way is just taking out all the arrows, and the third way is placing blocks in front of it. However, it can be quite difficult to do this, so it's a good way of doing damage. A nether portal is great as it gets you to the strongest trap in the entire game, so I would recommend trying to build this if nothing else works. Just jumping into a lava pool is almost unescapable. You need fire resistance to do this, otherwise it's not going to work. The second method is a fall trap. You can't use water buckets to survive a fall trap in the nether, and you also can't use beds, which makes this considerably harder. Just some fire here is great if you just want to deal some damage to someone in a swap. Creepers and other mobs can also be used, but remember not to kill yourself. Here is a trap that guarantees kills people unless they have really good tools. Pause the video and look back if you want to see how to make it. You just activate it with a redstone torch to create a 1-tick pulse, and there's nothing you can do. Here you see I can't even mine out of it with a pickaxe, and I can't even place blocks inside of it to cancel it. There's literally nothing that you can do. This is an unescapable trap. It's also worth noting that you can lava trap portals if you have nothing else to do and you've gone through to the nether. Just place 2 lava buckets on top, go back into the overworld, and then once you go back through the portal, people will be lava trapped in the portal and they won't be able to place blocks to get out. Now I'm going to show you just how I normally play the early game. Firstly, you want to grab 3 pieces of wood. This allows you to make a wooden pickaxe, and then you can go mining. You want to, if you find a cave nearby, grab 3 pieces of cobblestone, create a stone pickaxe, and get another 4 to get a shovel and an axe. If not, you only need to get 4 pieces of cobblestone just to make the axe and shovel. Then make tools, and I'd recommend cutting down a tree, or 2, just to get enough wood for the rest of the game. Once you have enough wood to create objects, I would recommend making a boat so you can survive fall traps and lava traps easier, as well as some ladders for the same reason. Next, you can explore the world. If there's a cave nearby, go for some iron, or go for some lava in that cave. If not, I'd recommend exploring the overworld. Getting food is incredibly useful to allow you just to survive small traps that people do just to lower your health bar. You can cook that food later. If you see some lava nearby, which is pretty likely for that to happen if you're exploring for, say, 3 minutes per swap, then you can go over to the lava pool. I'd recommend trying to use your pickaxe to make it deeper so that it's more effective. Here I try and do that to make sure that people can't just place blocks to get out of it instantly or just swim out immediately. It's actually quite difficult to get a water bucket on the first swap if swap's about 3 minutes if you don't find a cave. So just if you can find a lava pool, it's basically GG and you've already won. If you're playing with more than one person, you need to concentrate more on your own safety. So make sure that you concentrate on that as well and make sure you have the tools to survive. I hope this helped and you can go and win some games of Death Swap.